Hey guys, Mark here. I thought I'd try to set up my new REI Kingdom 4, my car camping tent today. We already have an REI Half Dome 2 for backpacking. This is going to be for car camping. And to my prepper friends out there, you know, a tent makes a really great bug out shelter. So tents are really good survival shelters. So maybe this appeals to you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up and try to set it up in this little area. It's a little bit bigger tent than my other one, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, the few videos I've seen on these Kingdom tents said that you should stake these out first before trying to set it up. So I'm going to do just that. Unfortunately, I feel the grass is a little wet, so that's a shame. That means I'm going to have to dry out the tent, which is going to be a little hard. I'll just leave it inside unfurled because it's supposed to be cold and kind of dreary the next few days. If I would have known that, I probably would have held off. So it's got 3 of these little tabs, little straps on each side. So I'm going to stake it out first before I attempt to set it up. This would go a lot better if I had 2 people, but it's just me, so we'll see what I can do. And there it is laid out. That's the footprint you have. Okay, there are the tent poles all put together. These things are huge. I'm actually going to have to read the directions because see that center spine there, and there's one from the back. These obviously fit together. I'm going to have to see how you put them, attach them to the tent. I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so without reading the directions, I didn't break down yet and read them. I decided to wreck the you know what? I'm just going to call it the spine or superstructure, just for fun. So I'm going to put these little ends here, in these little grommet holes. And I'm going to wreck the spine, and then I see there's these little hooks on here. So I'm going to wreck the spine first, the aluminum poles, and then I'm going to attach to that, and I'm going to see how that works out. Okay, that was fairly easy. I did make a mistake, and I guess that's why we should read directions, but I never do. I heard reports that this tent takes 40 minutes to set up. I'm one person, and I did make a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and fix that, but if it takes you 40 minutes to set this tent up, I think you may have a learning disability. This is a well-engineered tent by REI. The only flaw I see is this little tube here. They should have done this with more hooks like they did here. So I'm probably gonna take down the tent and put that up, so I can put the rain fly on so I can see what that looks like. But here it is. And again, I'm gonna take it down. I'll show you what it looks like with the rain fly on it. But it's a pretty large tent. I'm pleased with it. My wife didn't want a bigger tent. I tried to get her to cave and get a bigger tent, but I think this one will be big enough for our needs. So I'm gonna take it down. And so what I've discovered is, just so you know, when you're setting this tent up, put the center pole in first before you do anything. Put it in that little tube there, and then erect the tent. So I'm going to take it back down and do it again with putting the center pole in first. I might erect that one first. So build from the center and work our way out, but I'll let you know. Okay, sorry, before I put the rain fly on, I wanted to get inside and look at the tent because I just got it. I want to make sure that there's no holes or anything in it. We ordered it from REI. We're REI members, so we got it shipped for free. So this is the inside of the tent. I wish I had a wider angle lens. It's got this divider in the middle. It's got this screen here for nice ventilation in this area. It's got a ventilation screen here. Now this is all going to be covered up by the rain fly. This side supposedly has a vestibule and is not as waterproof as the other door. It's got pockets in here. It's nice and roomy inside. It's got that nice tent smell. Now this side here doesn't have the vestibule, so they put this orange flap here to make it more waterproof, and I understand it is pretty waterproof on this side. But I'm going to go ahead and put the rain fly on, and I'll show you that. Okay, I see one more thing I did wrong. So I think you should, when you're setting this up, put the center spine through that hole first, and then put the put this other center spine. Make sure it's underneath that. See where that tunnel is there, that hole? This should go down there, but I'm not going to correct it. I'm just going to put the rain fly on and see what it looks like. Okay, so there it is with the rain fly on. Let me step back here so you can take a look at it. So this side doesn't have a vestibule. This is the door that is more weatherproof. It's got these little Velcro hook things here that you can wrap around the poles to keep it secure. It's got this Velcro here on one end. The Velcro is under here. This I don't know. Actually, you can put a tech garage on here, so I think that's why this is here, which we're gonna get. I didn't put it all on. I just kind of draped it over. These little hooks here. You stick your either the tent poles in there or these little stakes, and then you tighten them up, which I'm not going to bother doing. I just basically wanted to set it up and see if everything was okay. This side has a built-on vestibule that you stake out, which I'm not going to do. It's got all these little loops on the rain fly to keep it sturdy in a windstorm, which are nice. I do recommend that you get more, maybe MSR stakes for it. I'd say 12, so you can stake it down real good. The stakes that it comes with are okay, but excuse me, MSR stakes are much better. So there you go. Okay, a couple tips. When you first take the tent apart, keep the rubber band that is wrapped around the poles, or get a thicker one and put on there. Second tip, and more importantly, see that tree in the background there? If you set this tent up by yourself, try to set it up next to some sort of structure, a tree or something. Because when you first erect the aluminum structure, it's going to tend to bend one way or the other, flop one way or the other. If it has a tree to sit up against, it'll make it a lot easier for yourself. So those are your 2 tips on setting this tent up.